Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
T-minus 5.
What happens when rich American tech billionaires think they're rocket scientists?
Liftoff.
Race to Pluto, the amateur space race reality show. Who will get into orbit first?
Yeah!
Who will burn up on re-entry? And which rich asshole will prove beyond all reasonable doubt they're the biggest dick in the galaxy? Race to Pluto, only on CNT.
Shut up and sit down.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Third Shift. It is episode 465. Yes, we are trucking along. We're cooking, as the kids say. It is me, Mr. Eric. I'm here with you today. And of course, we've got the inglorious bastard himself, Mr. Matt. We're both here, ready to have a little fun on the show today. But before we get into some gaming news, etc., Matt's got to let us know how his week was. So here, Mr. Matt, how was it?
I did it, Eric. I finally did it. For the past 3 to 4 weeks, I've been fiending. I've been drooling. I've been dripping. I've been scratching. I've been clawing. I've been like, man, I need to go see a movie at the movie theater. I've just been itching for it. But then I go, oh, well, you have one free day. You should stream. Okay, so I'll stream some Death Stranding a couple weeks ago. Or, oh, you only have one free day. You need to put hundreds of hours into 100 line. So I did that. And this week, this Saturday? It was Saturday. I went, forget it. I don't care. I know I'm due for a Death Stranding stream. I know I need hours in 100 line, but I refuse. I must go to the movie theater. So I went out to the movie theater, and I went to the very first showing of Together, which is that horror movie with Dave Franco and Alison Brie. And if you've seen the trailers, you know the hand gesture I was about to make was going to be this one. And I got to say, it was really good. Really enjoyed it. But it started out, and I was not prepared for how, I don't know why. Because, you know, I'm not a big horror movie guy, but I watch some creepy movies. I watch some scary movies. I was not prepared for how scary the first part of this movie was. Like, there's a scene I still think about, and I'm just like, no, just, oh. But I like had to look away, and I was like alone in the theater, only me in the theater. And it was in like the first maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the movie. And I put that thought in my head. I was just like, why did I do this? Why am I here? It's too scary. Oh my God. It creeped the hell out of me. Maybe it's not scary for you guys, but this scene creeped the hell out of me. And then there was some more creepy stuff afterwards. But what I was not expecting was how funny this movie was. And maybe it's because I'm a sicko and a weirdo, but there is some, like, I was laughing out loud in this theater as some things were happening to these people and they were saying things. But it was a little creepy. It was a lot funny. And it was kind of some weird sicko stuff that I was expecting. It didn't go hog wild, but I enjoyed it all the same. So I was like, man, I was riding the high. I was like, that was great. I loved it. What's next on the agenda? For some reason, again, you know, not a big creepy, scary movie guy, but I was like, I need to go see Weapons. That's the other worm that's been crawling around in my head. I need to go see Weapons. So literally 5 minutes before my movie ended, the showtime for Weapons started. So I went out to the lobby, bought the ticket on my phone, went right in, and, you know, there's 8,000 minutes of previews and commercials and whatever. So got in, sat in my seat, watched Weapons. Another just banger of a movie. It felt good, and I won't say any spoilers, but I will say I loved the way the movie was framed, like how it was put together. And I do want to say it is a spoiler, but I'm not going to talk about the story. But like, there's certain chapters that follow a certain character, and then the next chapter follows another character. And what I loved in that was, I mean, I love that storytelling device anyway. I love that kind of thing. But what I loved was there were so many things that were hinted at in one person's chapter, and then it was paid off in another person's chapter. But for the most part, it wasn't like in your face. Like, you know, when normal, regular movies do that, when it's like, oh, there's a mystery. What happened with the paint? That's all I'll say. What happened with the paint? Well, in most other movies, there'd be a cut to a person, big close up, and they're painting. Oh, man, they're doing the paint thing. Or you don't see them do the paint thing, but, oh, they got paint all over their hands and all over their shirt when they come home. Oh, he was the guy who did the paint thing. It's not like that at all here. It's obvious who did the paint, but it doesn't force you into knowing that's what happened. You see the lead up to it. You don't see the action or the aftermath, but you're like, hey, that's where that came from. There's a character who has something wrapped around his fingers. What happened? Oh, I just hurt myself a little bit. You get to see that pay off. And it's important for him, but not for the movie. I don't know how to describe it. It just felt good to not have a movie going, hey, look, you see this phone we mentioned? Look, there's the phone. There it is. It's on the table. Look, there it is. Big close-up and a boom, dramatic. I don't know. But that movie was great. I enjoyed it. It was more of a mystery than a horror movie, but there was some creepy stuff in it too. Really enjoyed it. God, what a great day at the movies. After seeing creepy and scary, I wanted to cap it off with something light like Superman or Fantastic Four, but those were all 40-minute start times after I walked out of the end of Weapons, so it was just a little too much. Went home, played a game that I'll talk about, but then the very next day at Mom's house, we watched a story about Sunset Boulevard. It was like the 75th anniversary, coming up this year. Little did I know it was literally that day. So after that news story, we immediately put it on, watched that, and geez, I've always heard that movie's really good, legendary movie. I was not prepared for how good it was and for how much Gloria Swanson just leaps off the screen. That character, the way she's shot, the way she's framed, she's just, it's crazy. It's wild, it's intense, and I wasn't ready for how snappy the writing was, the dialogue, and the narration. It felt like a hard-boiled detective story, like that kind of narration in this story. It was really cool, really good. What a wonderful cinematic weekend I had. And then I talked about it. I've mentioned it by name. The one video game that I played this week was 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I am now to 91 endings, and I mentioned before that I saw a true ending, and I have a feeling that the real true ending is the one that I'm on now, because mysteries that I didn't know the answers to before are becoming realized. I'm knowing the answers to what happens. And I've gotten some really awesome endings. I told Eric a different, not this storyline I'm on, but a different one that I got into was phenomenal. Like two of the best endings, like emotional endings. And one of these routes was, I can't explain why, but it really tugged at my heartstrings. The things that happened in this branch of the story. I've said it 1,000 times. I can't believe how many different stories are in here. I would not expect this kind of story to come out of this situation. It's obviously an analog for something that adults go through, and it's like 100% perfectly that story. And then the endings on top of that, oh my God, so good. And made me love that character that it was mostly about even more. So cool, such a great game. I'm sad that I'm towards the end, but I can't wait to see what this storyline I'm on will build to, because I feel like this is the one, because I'm hitting the story locks and pushing past them and reaching other ones, going back and pushing past other ones to continue this one. Oh, baby. Whew. It was a great week. Look at those things I did. Wonderful things. What did you do this week?
Well, by gosh, we were supposed to go camping. This was going to be our last big trip camping for the year. But once we got back from our last one, the wife said, no, I ain't feeling it. I'm wrapped up for this year, except for our Halloween one later on. That's the actual last one. But anywho's, so I had time off and we weren't doing anything. So we stayed home. We did absolutely nothing for 5 days straight at the house. And it was pretty dang good. I enjoyed it. I'll tell you this though. Once it was over, it felt like I had 0 days off at the house. So it paid off while I was on it, because every day was just the best lazy day of all. But when it was over, I went, oh, nothing happened. And I'm just back at work. Oh, no, this is sad. So it had that moment. But I did play a whole bunch of the Battlefield beta, which was opened up for this last weekend. And I even got in the early access of it. So yay for me, because I watched the stream, got the code, da-da-da-da-da. So I was in there, did all the challenges. Hung out with my brother-in-law and my sister, played a whole bunch of matches. We enjoyed it. I'm going to tell you what, this game's back. It definitely got all the heartstrings pulled for Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, which were the prime of Battlefield. That's where we had the most fun at playing this game. And it went right back to it. It's got the classes that are back from that again. It's got the buildings that can be destroyed, but not the weird, funky, Levolution where one giant scenic piece blows up or does something halfway through or the dam breaks and all that. None of that. I didn't particularly enjoy that much. They just went back to what it used to be. hey, you want to hide out in this building? Cool. But if a tank comes by and, shoots it, guess what? That building's getting destroyed. Now you don't have a building to hide in. That kind of, evolution, that's awesome. And that's the best way to do it. And it fits perfectly and feels great. I was an engineer for most of it, except for here and there to get, some of the challenges. And it just felt right back at home, getting my little burner, hiding behind the tanks, just hoping that another tank or enemy doesn't shoot me while I'm healing them. Man, I enjoyed it. And the graphics, I had just a moment again. As you get older, you're going to have a million of these moments. But I had a flashback of playing GoldenEye and thinking, this is the greatest. It's the greatest. This is so epic. It's so good. It looks so good. And I had a moment when I was playing Battlefield 6 with, the fam. And I'm going, this is epic. You can't get better than this. This is insanely detailed. It's never going to be better than this. And I went, you remember GoldenEye, you silly goose? You said that. You said it was never going to get better than that. And now here you are again, 42 years old, going, you can't get better than this. This is crazy, man. This is it. This is the top. It's going to get better.
And I know I've told the story before. That was me with Halo, the original Halo, looking at the tree textures. And you mentioning it just made me think of, I just had that moment with, what was it, Black Ops 3 early on in the PlayStation 4, because Josh from work gave it to me or sold it to me for cheap or whatever. And I was playing, I was like, this is the best looking video game I've ever seen in my whole life. How could it get better than this? Well, it's been, 12 years since then? Everything is infinitely better than that was, I'm sure.
Yes, it's insane. It boggles my mind every time something like that happens and you look back at what you thought was the best and what now is the best. And you're like, I don't know how it keeps happening, because every time they're always, it's going to be photorealistic soon and then it's not going to be cool. It's going to be weird and no one's going to like games anymore. And I'm like, they keep pulling it off somehow and it keeps just looking really damn good and fun to play. So props to the developers, props to them for finding the magic. We had a lot of fun in the beta. The beta is actually currently open again for this weekend. I am just I'm shaking. I got the vibration going. I already got 10 texts from the brother-in-law and the sister. You need to just cancel the podcast and get on. Let's go. And I said, it's not going to happen. Not canceling the podcast. I'll get on afterwards. So the itch is there. The fever's there. We got to go kill some folks and take some objectives. So we did that. And then I would have said, if it wasn't for that, the same thing Matt said. There's only one other game I played, one other game. And that's Unicorn Overlord. Woo, I can't stop, and I won't stop. It's got me in its grips. I got the jitters for that game. I'm like, oh, come on. Just one more battle. Let's just go one more battle. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this battle. Oh, a new character. It's a real character. And then all of a sudden, oh, no. Got a storyline to follow. I got to go do this next battle, too. We got to save his sister. Okay. Oh, he ran away to the final. This is the final battle. All right, we're gonna get him, and then we're gonna have him on our team. This is gonna be the best. I might even get one of them cool moments where instead of killing off the person that did the thing, they go, "Hey, actually, the story is crazier than that, and I'm actually not a bad person because here's why." And then you go kill him anyway, or bring him onto your team, and then you're like, "Yeah." And then you get more people on your team that you don't know what to do with, and you're like, "Oh, I don't know what to do with these people. Oh God." And then you just put the pretty ones on your team because that's what you do. That's what any noble gentleman would do. You put the ladies on the team, you kick the men off to the side, say, sorry, man, you got to find your own hustle. All right? That's what you do. So, yes, I've been playing the hell out of that. Story-wise, like I said, it's not deep, but it's definitely gotten way better. A lot of cool stuff happening. And there's a lot more skin in the game and reasons why these people are doing what they're doing. And, I've just enjoyed it. I've been actually finally getting to the point, Matt, where I go grind, and it's not taking as long as I thought it would to get some of my units up to the max 5 people. So I'm slowly filling in each unit with that other person. So I'm only down to 6, 7 people that are just sitting there useless, not doing anything. So I'm not feeling as stressed out anymore as I was. However, weapon-wise, still pretty tough. Money ain't coming in like you'd like it to. So you still got your A team, B team, C team, D team. And here's my hand-me-downs from my B team to my C team. Here's the hand-me-downs, down and down and down you go until, well, guys, you're still stuck with them. And my iron swords, I don't know what to tell you. I ain't got the money for you right now. We'll get you there someday, though. Don't you worry. So that's still happening a lot, but I'm enjoying it. Really having a good time. Can't wait to play that some more, too. And 100 line, he just keeps calling me, Eric, get back over here. And I can't wait. I want to get back over there. I told you I'm pretty damn close to at least 100 days. So we got to make that finalized, at least get to that, and then find one ending that's different from the 100-day ending. So I can at least say I played post-game some, unless it catches me like it got caught Matt, and then I'm in trouble because there's a lot of stuff coming up real soon. So yeah, that's been the week. Oh, and it's the dog days of summer here in Michigan, and I've been real irritable. It's too hot here. It's miserable. I don't like it. It makes me kind of angry just in general, and I'm not the nicest person I should be lately. So it's been a day and a half and a couple days and a half here in Michigan.
What bugs me about it is, here's the 6-day forecast or whatever. Look, highs in the low 80s. Nice. Okay, what's the high on the weekends, though? 90. Oh, thanks. It's going to cool off for the work week when I don't care because I'm in a basement, in an office, in a cube. Michigan weather tangent aside, for my release this week, I've heard of this game in somebody's either RPG Maker Games video or like indie JRPGs type of video, and I tried desperately to find it. I couldn't find it on my YouTube history, but the game I'm talking about is called Off, OFF. This is a pretty legendary indie RPG Maker game that came out originally in 2008, but the developer Mortis Ghost and publisher Fangamer are bringing it back officially to Steam and the Nintendo Switch tomorrow as we're recording this, on the 15th of August. I mean, when you think of an RPG Maker game, you think of that top-down kind of view, you think of little anime, chibi people, and it has that like feel and that look, right? Like, you know the type I'm talking about, Eric. You know the listener. It's kind of not bad, but just kind of generic. Okay, so think of that, and then go look up this game Off and see how different this game is. I will admit that the settings, like this, the maps you walk around, are kind of basic. Everything's, laid out in straight lines, and the backgrounds themselves aren't very detailed, but the colors are insane. The colors are bright, like pinks and yellows and blues and oranges. Some of them are extremely bright, and some are extremely dark, with the highlights being the hallway you're walking through. But then also, the art for all of the characters is like creepy, off-putting, hand-drawn, black and white type of art. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch a trailer, go watch a review, go see the game in action. Because it looks, I want to say off-putting again, but it looks like nothing else. Like this weird juxtaposition between how bright and stark the backgrounds are and the stark, monochrome, hand-drawn characters that you are playing as. And in this game, you are the puppeteer, I think is what you're called. Like you, the player, you, the human behind the controller, play a character who is puppeteering the main character who is called the Batter, and his job is to go throughout the world and purify spirits and specters and bad ghost things. And you're going around this really weird and strange world, and I can't figure out what's really happening in it, but from the reviews I've watched and the gameplay I've seen, everybody you talk to is like this weird, kind of seems like a weird tortured soul. It seems like a lot of them are like assigned this one task, and that's the one thing they do, and it's kind of beaten them down, and they're broken under this weird system. So I don't know if you are the good guy coming in breaking the system, or if there's something more to the story of this game, because this is a legendary indie game. I've never played it before, but I've heard about it. It's influenced other games like Undertale and Deltarune, and I feel like there's something here, especially since you are playing a certain character. You're not playing the main character. You're playing somebody who is puppeteering them. So are you part of the game? Is the character going to fight against your influence? I don't know. But you're going around solving problems, purifying ghost things, and doing it in a JRPG style combat, which, you're an RPG Maker character in the overworld. When you go to the combat screen, you're a more detailed, but still that weird papery, hand-drawn, pencil-y, inked type of a character, fighting ghosts and stuff with an active time battle system. It's really unique looking. Even just for the look of this game, I've always been interested in it. But seeing the weird graphics, the weird music, which this version has a completely remixed soundtrack that has been built by a lot of the people who were inspired by Off the original. Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale and Deltarune, he's done music for this game, this remixed version of the soundtrack. There's the graphics, there's the music, JRPG style, which I'm into anyway. There's the weird feel of this whole entire world and your character and your place in it. And then there's just the sound design. Like when you just watch a review of it or some gameplay, when you talk to these weird tortured souls, I assume that's what they are. They have this weird like droning kind of a speech. It's all text, nothing's voiced, but these weird sound effects when you interact with them. So like what's happening here? It's interesting. It scratches the itch for something strange. I've always had this on my list since whoever's video it was that I watched that told me about it. But this, now that it's here, now that it's new, now that it's shined up, now that it's available, nice and easy on 2 nice digital platforms, Steam and the Nintendo Switch. It's on my list. I'm going to have to play it. I don't know if I'll have time this year. Just like you said, Eric, there's a million games coming out the rest of this year. But if it has been on your list before, definitely push it up closer to the top of the list for this new re-release. If you played it before, there are some new areas and some secret bosses that you can encounter in there. So even if you played it before and you want to just play it again for the re-release, you might find some new stuff in there. Check it out. It's off. It looks like almost nothing else. It's a very unique, weird, strange, off-putting game. I know I've said that a million times, but I had to say it again at the end. Off. Go get it.
Go get it. And you know what, folks? I sort of failed this week. I did. So the other day, I'm looking through games that were coming out, and I'm like, man, there's really nothing. This is not a great week for games coming out. And I saw one that kind of perked my interest. It was Echoes of the End. All right, developed by Mercury Studios, or I don't even know, Mercury Games, sorry. A small little studio, apparently brand new. This is their first game. AA space. Hopefully, maybe someday AAA, who knows. And I went, this sounds neat. This will be my game. And then off I went. I put in the show notes. And usually what I do is the day of, I like to watch my reviews for the game. Otherwise, I forget stuff. So I'm like, all right, let's go look it up. Let's start watching some reviews and reading some stuff about it. I'm at work, mind you. Nothing. Finding nothing. Except for a couple like old random posts on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, this game came out August 12th. So it's already out there for you to get. There's no reviews up for this thing. What is going on? So then I watched this old video. Well, it's not an old video. It's this guy playing this game on a 1050 Ti and going, it's playable, and here's the settings you need for it. So I'm like, well, this is what I got. So I'm watching gameplay of this on a 1050. It was unbearable. It was bad. It wasn't good. But in a nutshell, it's an action adventure game. You play as Rin, and you have your co-companion Abram with you, and you're traversing through this looks like jungly, destroyed human, areas, all sorts of old broken cities, and this and that happening around you. So something's bad. Something ain't right with the peeps anymore. And you are in this world doing what you can to survive, scrounging around for stuff to keep you and your folks alive and happy. And you got a sword on your back. I saw that. There's a sword, so you get to play with a sword. And like I said, a lot of the gaming I did see was you traversing these environments, jumping from vines, climbing up the building sides, going through jungly environments. So it's some kind of awesome, cool action adventure game that later, right before the show started, as I was talking about, found out there is actually a couple reviews that came out yesterday, which didn't show up at work, which was strange. But there are a couple reviews, and from what, the verbiage on it was anyway, sounded promising. Sounded like some people are pretty impressed with the game, the way this game looks. One of them said something about a AA game that looks more like a AAA game. So thumbs up to that. I don't know much about this game. I know nothing. I just know it exists. And I got done playing Alone in the Dark, and that was a truly fine, good game. And, a lot of people said, man, just a AA whatever. So kind of want to give this one a shot. And then, of course, Clair Obscur, that was made by a small studio. First time to the bat, really. And they knocked it out of the park. So maybe this is another one of those. If you already know more about this, definitely write in and let me know. But I intend to at least go watch it was the Game & Bolts review. It was the one we saw right before the show started. I want to go check that out because I'm interested in this game. I want to give some of these AA's a chance because I think the AA space should come back. I don't think it should always be these AAA 10-year games we've talked about in the show before. So definitely at least go look at Echoes of the End and see what it's about.
So this isn't a release this week, but this is me asking Eric a question because I read through a couple of my gaming magazines that I've had for a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. So I think it was PC Gamer and Edge both had reviews of Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon. Have you talked about that on the show before? This is like a creepy, weird, dark King Arthur story.
Yes, I've brought that up on the story. Yes.
Okay,
yes,
you did. Okay.
Yeah, it was a showcase at some event, and I was stoked by the trailer. It looked pretty cool. Because you play like a Gwendolyn type character, right?
I don't know who you play as, but it looks kind of Skyrim-y, but dark, and obviously something creepy is going on. But I saw those in these two recent magazines, and I was like, oh, that had to have released a couple weeks ago. I'll talk about that. Released in May.
What?
So I don't know why the current PC Gamer had that in there. But I looked at it and was like, this sounds familiar. It sounds like I've heard Eric say these words before. I didn't know if we'd ever talked about it as a release or just a showcase thing, but another side story of trying to find something to review, but it's already been out, and I don't know if we did it already, and I was confused. I don't know.
Was it good? Was it bad? I don't know. I remember being excited for it, so that just makes me sadder, Matt. You made me sadder because
Sorry.
these games, they're just coming and they're going, and half of them I don't even know happened. I'm like, what are you talking about? That game's out? Oh my god!
So maybe go check it out. I don't know if you have time for it. I don't remember how long it was supposed to be, but look, there's too many games coming out, so why not just stop buying games, stop worrying about new games, and just play games you get for free, like games that come to Game Pass. And I'm sick of saying the words Aliens Fireteam Elite. That's been free on everything all the time. Every other week, Aliens Fireteam Elite is there. But hey, look, it showed up on Game Pass again. So there it is. Go get it. That's top-down alien shooter. You got a little squad. You got a little shoots. And then you got Enlisted and War Thunder, which are two games by the same company. And these are two first-person MMO war in games. Elite is World War II, running around shooting with a whole bunch of other people. Looks kind of like old-school Battlefield. War Thunder is vehicles and things. Looks more like modern day-ish Battlefield. And then you got Nine Kings, the game preview of that, which I checked out the trailer of. They call it a roguelike kingdom builder, but it also has cards that you place down. Like you place down facilities in this grid around your city, and then you have almost Total War style battles where like your two armies are just outside the city fighting each other. Really cool pixel art graphical style. So I don't know if this gameplay would be for me. I'm not a kingdom builder guy other than Civilization. And this looks lighter than that, but man, this has a really charming and really cool looking graphical style. And especially if you got Game Pass, just go play the game preview. Who cares? Don't even watch a trailer. Just play it. You got it for free. You got Aliens Fireteam Elite for free for the 18th time. Goddamn, you got to go play some war, go do some shoots. It's a good time. Go check it out. Game Pass got games for you. I don't know. What do you want from me? Jeez.
Yeah, well, there's more games, Matt, and it's not over. Amazon Free Games has stuff for you, too. You can go pick up Fate, the Traitor Soul, Matt. And you know what? Don't know much about it. I think it's a Diablo-like, but that's about as far as my knowledge goes. It's got I know it's got some dungeon-y crap going on, monsters, etc. And it's got the overtop with your typical Diablo bottom screen setup. So if you want one of those, it's available to you. Go check it out. You've also got a chance at Filthy Animals Heist Simulator, guys and gals. Oh boy. I knew you guys wanted to play as furries and go rob people. I knew you did. I knew you wanted to learn how to do it. I know you're dirty little monsters in there. Go do what you do. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I shouldn't judge. You go have fun. Be a furry and learn how to rob people. I like this idea. Go tell me all about it, Steve. How'd it go for you? You in prison now? You writing us from prison? Huh? But that's not all. You got 10 hearts. This one I was hoping to be like the old Holpa or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I have no idea. I don't think it is. And then, of course, you got Necro King. I feel like we've talked about Necro King before and some other free thing we've gotten in the past. But,
we might have. But if you saw, I started doing the types, the look off to the side, and then my mouth hung open and drool started popping out. It's because the little blurb here on Steam for Necro King. Necro King is a turn-based tactics roguelite with vast deck building. Sold. The podcast is done. I'm just going to go play that right now. Turn-based tactics, roguelike deck builder.
And it has that awesome 8-bit graphic stuff going on, man. It's looking pretty sexy. That is looking pretty cool. And I feel like we've talked about this one before. I don't know when or where. God bless, who knows. But that one sparked a memory in my brain. 10 Hearts, however, did not. I know nothing about this game. That's the only one I thought might be what we were looking for, but I don't think so. So, unfortunately, Amazon, you didn't do it this time.
Now, Epic does have something adjacent to what we're looking for with Hidden Folks, but it's not hidden object puzzle adventure. This is like people are inside this place, so lift up a tent flap, knock on a door, poke a thing, and make a guy run out. It's hidden, but it's not object puzzle adventure. It's just hidden people. But I will say this has a nice like monochrome drawn kind of graphical style. Looks kind of cute. And then you got Totally Reliable Delivery Service, which is, oh man, we're bringing stuff in or out of your house and knocking everything down and busting out the wall and having a good time and doing co-op stuff and being silly. It's one of them kind of silly games. Got a silly game. Go get it.
Go get it indeed. So all those are for you if you wanted it. I think there was even a Steam free game a few days ago, but it doesn't matter to you because you can't get any more. But hey, these games are everywhere. You need to get on there and get them. I am guilty of the Steam one. I keep seeing it and then I go, yeah, I should pick it up. I have Steam and everything. And then I don't. And then I regret it because sometimes it's actually like a legit title. So get out there, folks. These games are for free, man. This stuff didn't happen when we were freaking kids. I'm so mad. I'm so jealous.
Oh, and I'm so mad at myself too, because I was going to give myself some credit and go, yeah, I see those when I'm on my phone at work. And then I forget by the time I boot up the laptop once a week to do the podcast. Well, I also have Steam on my phone, so I could literally just go from Discord over to Steam and just redeem it. But I don't because I'm dumb, because I think about it being I'm sitting at my computer type of a thing.
Computer.
But speaking of being dumb, we've been being dumb. We forgot to mention to you guys that over the last few weeks, Borderlands 4 has been releasing gameplay and story snippets for 2 more of the Vault Hunters. We got Rafa, who is the TDR soldier techno dude, and you got Amon, who is look, I watched this story thing. He's the big Reinhardt. He puts out a shield and he throws little axe zoomer things. Look, I'm not trying to downplay it, but I was just like, wow, that's totally Reinhardt. But okay, so they put out some gameplay and some story stuff, and they looked cool. They looked good. But I thought to myself, man, where is my skill tree? Where the hell are my skill trees? Because this game is only a few weeks away. It's only a few weeks away, and it's getting big push on IGN, like the Daily Fix is brought to you by Borderlands 4 also, so it's getting around there. And I went, where the hell is it? And I did a little Google search, put it on the YouTubes. Jolt's dude went, hey, I got breakdowns of all the skill trees for the 3 shown off characters. I went, well, where's my skill tree builder, though? And I Googled that, and nothing came up, except for a very unofficial one from maxroll.gg. So if you want to go to maxroll.gg/borderlands-4/planner, you got skill trees for Vex, for Rafa, and for Amon. And I've been building. I've been clicking on things and looking at skills. And I've been drooling and spitting and getting all razzmatazz right before the show. That's what I was doing while I was waiting for you to call. So we didn't do our due diligence, but do your due diligence and go check out those trailers if you haven't. Each of them are like 3 minutes, real easy to watch. And then if you want to get in some skill trees, I don't think there's an official one, but I found you an unofficial one. Maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong. I hope it's right. Go watch Jolt's dude's videos. I think his are like 40 minutes long, though, because he walks through every single thing. If you want to just build it on your own, go check out this maxroll.gg one. Hopefully it's official. I don't know if it is, but there. We did some due diligence. We talked about some Borderlands 4 like we should have been doing. But there's been so many other games to talk about, so much other things.
And that's been the problem, because I'm like, man, we probably should be up to speed up on what the hell's going on in the Borderlands 4 world and all these characters. But I've just been gaming, you guys. I've just been in the weeds, gaming and having so much fun. And I'm like, do I really need to be knowing all about this Borderlands 4 characters? Do I have to know all about them right now? I don't have to. Maybe we should, but who knows? Maybe we'll get on board real quick. I mean, we only got, 2 weeks, and then it's launching? 3 weeks?
Something like that,
It's coming right up earlier. Jeez, oh, Pete. It's right around the damn corner. And whatever happened to Brothers in Arms? Where'd that go? Remember we used to talk? Remember that game?
I'm going to start bleeping that, because that's never going to happen. I think I did bleep it the last time we talked about it. But
You did. But I'm just saying, that's crazy to me. I feel like we need to get on board with the old Gearbox and ask them, did you guys just cancel that? Is it gone? Because that was years ago, like 2021, and then it's just been dead since. So, I don't know. I just thought of it when we were talking about Borderlands 4 just now and popped in my damn head. But, hey, there you go. Go find out what happened to that game, too. And while you're doing that, we talked about free games. Well, this ain't a whole game, but it's a damn demo, and it's free to play right now, and that's Hell Is Us. It's on the PS5 whole store. You can go download it and play it for free. This is a game both me and Matt were impressed by and really wanted to check out. Very dark, very strange looking. This dude's in a dark world. He's got a really cool blade looking thing as a weapon, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And the best cool part about it was like, this is one of those no HUD games. So they want you to feel like completely immersed in this world. There's no hints. There's no nothing, which could also lead to frustration and you never finishing the game. But we'll see if they get the balance right. And this demo will probably give you a taste of what it's going to be like, so you can make a wise decision and not waste money if it's going to be something that's going to piss you off and you're not going to play. And of course, I already told you about the Battlefield demo, which is out right now, and it's all the way till Monday. So you got from now till Monday to enjoy some Battlefield 6, and I highly recommend you do so because it is a whole hoot of fun. And this week, they added a couple new challenges, and they added the New York map. So you can be in the United States of America, blowing up buildings, having a great time. And I know you're all a bunch of terrorists out there and that you really want to blow up a bunch of buildings here in America. So this is your opportunity, you terrorist.
I'm going to dial it back to the Hell Is Us demo because I was just reading in either PC Gamer or Edge, whichever dang one it was. They were talking about gameplay impressions and previews and stuff. But man, it sounds so good. But that no HUD game thing that does terrify me.
Mm-hmm.
They did mention this early quest where some guy has marked out the route with bells or wind chimes or something, so you got to listen for him. But that's also not written down in your journal that you even have to do that. So you have to go talk to that man and just specifically remember or scrawl it on your little notepad in real life, in human real life here, and then remember to do that. But when you stop playing this game for like 2 weeks to go play Borderlands when that comes out, and you come back to this, you're not going to remember anything, and you're going to have to go talk to a guy, and he's going to be mad because you talked to him twice, because that's how realism works. And I'm terrified. I hope they put in stupid dumb baby mode 3 months from launch, and then I can get it, and I can just be like, all right, put on the stupid little glowy line. I want to follow the glowy line and fight a thing. All right, where do I go next? Stupid glowy line, tell me. And it'll go, and I'll go, yeah, okay. I did it. I beat this game. I'm great at Hell Is Us. That's me.
I'm amazing. And you know what? You shouldn't feel bad anyway. But I'll tell you this, that noise stuff is a problem for me because I don't wear both earbuds over my whole ears. I can't. I'm too crazy and paranoid to do that. So I would never hear it from my right ear. I'd hear the left ear ones and never the right ear one. So I'd never go in the right direction. I'd just go in circles all day long, wondering what's going on.
Walk forward and then spin backwards, spin forwards. Okay, it wasn't over there. Boop, 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 spin.
Sonar with my left ear, exactly.
Yep. Okay, it's 45 degrees this way.
This way.
Turn back. Okay, there we go.
All right, it's fading, stop, rotate. There we go. Go.
Exactly, yes.
Oh, fun to try, though.
But then I want to tell you about a really cool story that it hits me in two different fronts, because this is really cool from a video games perspective and really cool from a wrestling perspective and a real life perspective. I guess that's three different fronts. But I saw a Blue Sky tweet from Video Games Chronicle, VGC, and I got problems with their website, but not with this story. The title of the article on their website is Interview, How WWE 2K25's Free Story Update Gives New Meaning to the Previously Unheard Words of the Late Bray Wyatt. So this goes into this is a big long article, especially for them. Sometimes they do clickbait stuff, but this was a really nice interview with a writer for the WWE 2K games. She had mentioned that in 2K22, so in 2021, they had a Bray Wyatt storyline. And Bray Wyatt is a performer who was with the WWE, and he was very unique. This really cool fourth wall breaking character. He would play himself, but he would be like in this Mr. Rogers fantasy world, the Firefly Funhouse. You go, hey kids, how's it going? He'd talk to the camera, and he'd have these weird puppet characters who were like aspects of his personality. And then in the ring, he'd play this other character. Really unique, like nothing else that any other character was doing at the time. He had this charisma and this magneticism that you couldn't look away from him. At least I couldn't. Big favorite of mine. So they had this plan for a storyline with him, and he recorded special voice lines and all this stuff for the storyline in 2K22. But at one point during 2021, he got released from the company. So they scrapped all that. He came back for 2K24. They had another storyline planned with him to reuse that 2K22 storyline. But then, if you know the real life story, he actually got sick and passed away. So when that happened, they scrapped the storyline again. And so they were talking to this writer lady saying, I thought it was gone forever. Now, skip to last year, in real life in WWE, they have a whole stable who are like friends and relatives of the real man, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda. And they're playing these characters that are associated with what his group was. But like when they were introduced, they were weird VHS interviews with them where they'd kind of split their character into their real life persona. Like the real things that these wrestlers went through are the character that they're playing also. So now that 2K25 is coming around for the WWE game, they pulled all those old recordings from Bray Wyatt from 4 years ago or however long it's been. And they've worked with the actual current performers and current WWE writers to bring those new characters in and have them interact with Bray Wyatt's old story in this really unique, they're speaking to his voice and reacting to what he said in the past. It's a really beautiful article, I will say, like when you read the whole story here, because one of the people in his group is his real life brother. So like in this game, stuff that was recorded by this man and kept and thrown away twice, they were able to bring that back. You couldn't do this in regular WWE. You could only do this in a video game where like the real performers are interacting with the old version of him and they're making the story different. I don't know how to describe it, but read this article. It's really touching. You can tell the writer herself was actually really affected by the storyline that they built, where they're kind of saying goodbye and hearing him wish them goodbye because of the way that his story worked. That may sound dorky, it may sound hokey, but I was reading this and like, man, that's something magical. Something that could have easily just files that could have just been deleted off of a hard drive, could have just been forgotten forever. Now they're bringing it back with this real life story, which is a wrestling story, but it's also a real life story. Something really cool. I don't know if that made any sense at all, but read this article from VGC. I will put it in the show notes. Something really cool that could have just never happened, and now is happening for real for these people. / in the game, a weird collaborative effort between WWE writers and video game writers and the actual performers coming in to perform opposite this already recorded performance. Something really cool. I don't know. That's something I wanted to talk about. Touches me on the video game level, the WWE level, the real life level. Something really cool happening.
All the bits, all the fun. That does sound pretty damn cool. But, Matt, something that doesn't sound damn cool is Remedy just came out and said, hey, look, FBC Firebreak underperformed commercially, and they were, of course, unsatisfied with the product overall, with how it performed. There were like high peak players, of course, but it was mostly on console where everybody was playing for free. Well, not for free, but you know what I mean, on Game Pass or PS Plus Extra. But the sales on Steam were very, very low, didn't meet what they were hoping for. But they don't want to give up. They've stated that they've got some updates coming, one being next week, and then that's going to be the first one to kick off them trying to get this game up to speed to where everyone's happy and can turn the frowns upside down and get smiles on people's faces. And that sounds cool, and you always want to root for a game to come back and, overperform for when it underperformed earlier, come back from the dead, basically, even though I don't want to say this is dead yet, but it's, you could argue it's dead. And that, I don't know, I played this game, maybe 12, 15 hours I've gotten to this. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. I wasn't on the negative Nancy boat, but it was pretty basic. After playing for 10, 15 hours tops, I was like, okay, that was neat, and I didn't think twice about it again. So they do have work to do if they want this to be something that people are going to hold on to for a lot longer than 10 hours, and I'm probably on the high side of playing, honestly, from all the different reviews and people talking. From what I can hear, most people dropped off after a few matches. So I really want to root for Remedy in this one, but, off air, me and Matt talked for like 2 seconds about it, and I just don't know. I don't know. I kind of feel like Remedy should probably just take the L, on this one and move on. But they're not seeming like that's where they're going to go with it. What do you think, Matt?
I haven't even touched it. Honestly, it was free on Game Pass, but I've been so dipped into other things that I haven't had a chance to play it. And it just feels like I said off air, it feels like it was a bad decision to start with. I don't want to say that because it makes me sound like a negative Nancy type of a person, but it feels like a weird way for Remedy to have gone, a weird genre for them to have gone into anyway. And then now that it's not panning out, I don't want to say it proves that point, but it seems like it does. I love Remedy and I love all the stuff they do and I love supporting them, but this isn't their wheelhouse. So it felt like a weird gamble anyway, and like not a bad decision, but a bad decision. It felt like a bad decision. Maybe they can pull the nose up and people will love it, but I feel like in such a weird multiplayer shooters landscape anyway, this was going to be like the niche of a niche.
I think the only way they could pull this off is if they pay a whole lot of big-time streamers to give it a second go once they've put out all the updates that they want to make this game the coolest damn thing they can, and hope that those streamers do enjoy it and do have fun with it, and then can get enough of their listener base to then get on board and play again. Because, like you just said, there's a million of these kind of games out in the world right now. There's a million other games out in the world right now. And streamers, the people who move this stuff, they're just moving. They keep going to the next game and the next game. They got to stick with whatever's hot, whatever's going to push the views on their numbers. And this game already had its chance. It's done and passed. Old game is old. So if you want anybody back, you're going to have to get someone else to tell the little average consumer man that they need to come back. And that means spending more money on a project that already hasn't made you any money. And they, of course, in this big statement, I'm over on IGN, they have it over here, but they go into some metrics for what they're making. And apparently Alan Wake 2 is actually pulling in royalties now and stuff. So, things are looking better for Remedy, because if you remember back in the day, they were saying they weren't getting no money, weren't even breaking even really. So it kind of wasn't a great story for them, but things seem okay now. And I do want them to try what they want to do. We say this on the show all the time about everybody.
Yeah.
I wish people would break out of their molds and try cool, different things, have fun. And this is them doing something that isn't in their typical wheelhouse, even though it's based off a property that is. It's something different. And it is fun. But it just didn't really work out. And I just don't want Remedy to dump too much into this and then get hurt in the back end. I'd hate to hear the stupid story we tell every freaking other week. Oh, Remedy had to lay off 97 people, and they're going to cancel this project and only focus on Control 2 at this point, or whatever. I don't want to hear that story. I don't want to hear it.
And I really don't want to hear the story of when it's time for Control 2, everyone will go, oh, yeah, but this is the same team that made FBC Firebreak.
Can we trust them?
Yeah. Oh, after their major misstep, what's Remedy even going to do? When they step back into their wheelhouse, which is the thing that everybody loves them for, and that they're actual experts at making. I don't know. It just feels so weird. And I feel like the only thing that you could do to really salvage it, and I haven't played it, so I don't even know what their roadmap is, what the big patch is, but you got to make this like so Remedy. You got to make it so unique and weird and make it play in a strange way and have weird live action vignettes and weird things happening in it. Like it's got to be Remedy to stand out from anything else. And from what I've seen, which admittedly isn't much because I haven't played it, it's not like a Remedy game. It seems like a game that Remedy made in a universe they made, but it's not like their baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't got the weird vibes going. There's definitely some cool bosses in there that I encountered and whatnot, which, by the way, would be so much more fun if I was playing with friends, because then we could be communicating properly and having fun with it, whereas I was just playing randos. And whilst I admit the randos I played with were pretty smart, and we actually got through these, the different maps, but there was nothing zany. There was nothing just weird and dark and strange. It was just some Control type stuff. And that's not right, because Control did have a lot of weird, funky junk going on, but it didn't have that same vibe to it. It just, I don't know. It's so weird. I can't explain it, but it didn't have nothing that made me go, what the hell is going on here? It was just, oh, lots of baddies, go over here, do the thing, go over here, do the thing. Oh, this boss requires you to do this mechanic and this mechanic, and then you work together to do it, and more regular baddies just keep coming and coming, because it's, just wave-based enemy, shoot fire stuff. I don't know. I don't like speaking negative because I did enjoy it, but it is basic, and there wasn't nothing super unique about it, really. And I think you're right. I think they got to get something in there that changes that dynamic. That everybody always goes back to the ashtray scene in Control. And there's also one in Alan Wake 2, a unique, cool vignette that you got to go through. That's what we want. That's something they got to get incorporated into this as well. And it might help move the needle a little bit. And of course, there's one last bit that's not even a really big one, but for me, it feels good and it feels right. And I'm smiling, even though this is like a 5-10 years from now, who the hell knows. The latest Atlus survey has gone about and done its rounds, which, as Matt was talking about one of his stories, I was going through my emails like, where's my survey at? I always get these surveys. I didn't find it yet. It's probably still there somewhere because I get a million emails. But anywho's, the latest survey has done its rounds, and apparently one or more of the questions was talking about ReFantazio 2.
No.
And I went,
no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Woo.
No.
Thank goodness. It's on their minds. They're feeling it. They're feeling good. They're like, oh, yeah, well, when we put this out, would you guys really enjoy it?
No.
Matt's shaking his head, and I'm doing that little feeling good maneuver. I can't wait. So very excited to see that it's on the minds of Atlus to go and make another ReFantazio. It was in the cards. I mean, it did exceedingly well. It really got Atlus out there, even though Persona 5 already did that. But this really kind of just, boom, got him in there again. And I loved the game. It was fantastic. Matt did not. We all know the story. But, yeah, just a little note for everybody that loves ReFantazio like I did. It's there.
The one thing I will say is if they do a ReFantazio 2, okay, because the second act of a trilogy, the second movie, is always darker. So if you get to like a dark version of this where like characters are serious and it's not like giggles and farts and hee-haws, then maybe. I'll give you a maybe. But I can't, no more goofs. No more goofs and eating burgers, and I can't. No, we can't do that. No, we're not doing that. No.
That's insane. This was a very adult game. It was really good.
That's a lie.
A lot
And
of
you
good
know,
stuff, dark
you know
stories.
I'm right.
No, you're not right.
I'm
There's
right.
like 3 scenes where it's goofy and ridiculous.
And they were all
There's 3
back
big
to back.
scenes of it.
All hee-hees and haw-haws
And they were
and
early on. It
Harvey
gets better and better later on. And
No.
I miss those characters so much. And that music was.
That music is great. I still listen to that in my headphones, but
Yeah, it's very good. So very exciting news. I don't know what else. I want to go take the survey myself just to kind of see what else they were asking, because those questions do give you hints at what Atlus is up to and what they want to be up to. So I love taking them, not only just to see that, but to, for my own opinion. I want them to know what I want, so they make what I want and not something else.
now speaking of something I want, the only thing I ever want, it's the only thing I ever care about, is Uncle Matt's Trivia Corner. If you remember, last week's question was, in what game would the player use a super shotgun with a meat hook attachment? That, of course, is Doom Eternal. And now, I said it before, so you better remember what I said about this question before, Mr. Eric. I have the points thing ready. My thumb is hovering over the plus points button, and it says right here, the question for this week: what is the name of the cloud gaming service launched by Google in November 2019?
Uh-oh.
You stupid bastard. Come on, Eric.
I was. Oh, no. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. I knew it was going to fail, Matt.
No!
I didn't pay attention to it. It's the failed, stupid cloud system. Amazon.
Don't be looking down and typing. Don't be doing it.
No, I'm not typing. My hands are up. Look, see?
Okay.
I'm just sitting here staring at nothing, trying to think of what it is, envision in my mind. What was the dumb thing? It was the dumb thing. It was.
You are right, but I'm still mad that it took you so long to figure it out.
Oh, come on, man. I was, for whatever reason, Luna was just
That's the
kept
Amazon
going,
one.
Luna.
We did it already today. You keep confusing Google and Amazon. I said Google
No,
ruined
I
YouTube, and you went, damn, Amazon, and now you're talking about the Amazon one.
Everything's, I don't know what they are, man. They're all together.
You're
They're
falling
all
apart. Eric.
colluding.
You're falling apart. You got issues. You
I
got
am
problems.
falling apart.
Your
It's too
brain's
hot,
fried.
man. It's too hot. I can't cope with this life right now.
So if you know the answer to that question, or if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, any thoughts about what we talked about, any further mailbag questions, we do have one, but we're running long in the tooth, so we're going to get to it next time. Plus, we need to do some research because we're both dumb boys and we can't remember video games that we've played. Send that to us via the email, thirdshiftme@gmail.com, on the Twitter machine @ThirdShiftME. Find us on Facebook under Third Shift. Hit up the Discord, the Patreon. If I'm streaming, hit up a stream. If I'm at the movies, don't sit anywhere near me, but kind of give me like a little wave when we walk in the thing, and I'll go, who's that? And you'll be like, I like Third Shift. It's really cool. I'll go, okay, not another word here in the theater, though. And put your phone away and sit way far away from me. And then we'll have a great time watching a movie.
That's really particular, very strange, but, it's your movie, Matt. You enjoy it how you like to enjoy it. If you don't want to do something else, though, and not be in a strange movie with Matt, sitting far away from him, you can go over to Patreon and throw us $1, $2, $3, any kind of bucks. It's a little tip jar. We appreciate it. Helps pay the bills. You know the rigmarole, and we really much encourage you to do so because it helps us stay on board without me having to piss the wife off and spend lots of money. And that's great. That's very, 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 very great. But if you can't do that, we also understand. Get on over to the Spotify. Get on over to Apple Podcasts. 5-star ratings. Get on over to Twitch. Use your Amazon Prime membership if you haven't. Give us $5 over there. Or get us some mailbag questions. Go to Discord. Have some talks, some entertainments. Do the things. All this stuff is fun. We enjoy it a lot. And we love that you're all doing it. Have a wonderful time. And of course, I don't know. There's more to say. There is more to say, huh?
There is more to say because I can tell you that you're going to listen to the very next episode on or around the 21st of August on iTunes, Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, hey, if you like what we're doing, like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, review, comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any of those good services because it does help us out. And we really do appreciate it. Am I sinking in the chair? Did I get so fired up that I'm sinking in the chair? This feels like the microphone is super high up. Like, hey, I'm talking to you. Hey,
Listen.
Hey, listen.
I have been sinking. Now only my head is available to Matt because I'm just getting further and further back in my chair. But I'll tell you this, folks. You know what else is getting further and further away? My love for the 5 stars. Do I even love 5 stars anymore?
Don't say that, Eric. Come on.
I don't remember. I used to know. I used to taste it. It was delicious. And it was shiny. And it was beautiful. But I even told you guys to do the wrong thing and give us 5 stars. Because apparently it ain't the right thing because you're not doing it. And you didn't do it. I don't know. What's next, Matt? What's the next step? I don't know. I'm going to have to ponder it. Because I might not even love 5 stars anymore. I don't care. I don't even care right now. They did it, Matt. They did it. Not me.
They drew first blood. Not me. You drew first blood. And with that, there's nothing else to say but.
Don't forget
to say.
Shut up and sit down.